Good morning, friends, and welcome to the start of a weekly reading vlog. It's already not off to a great start just because I totally forgot to film an update last night, but that's fine. It's gonna be a little bit of a crazy week because my best friend Allie and I are going to be going to Yallfest in Charleston this weekend, and we're so excited. I have a lot to read before then. I have books I need to be focusing on for nonfiction November. I have books I need to be reading for video plans. I'm also behind on editing right now. It's a little crazy around here. I thought I would give y'all a quick little update today because I'm leaving on Thursday, meaning I'm gonna spend the night, well, not spend the night, I'm gonna hang out at my brother's tonight. Probably won't update y'all this afternoon. I'm in the middle of 3 books right now. First off is The Geek Feminist Revolution by Kameron Hurley, which is for nonfiction November. I want to say the term I was using for this book was join, like a revolution. That was my thought process there. Kind of a compilation of essays, and it does feel a little bit more autobiographical than I was anticipating going into this. I was thinking it was more going to be a focus on pop culture and geek culture and talking about that, analyzing it, critiquing it, that sort of stuff. The current part I am in does focus on that. It's specifically labeled geek, and then each chapter is kind of like a different focus. Actually, it was kind of like different movies or TV shows, and now she's more pulling back and looking at broader theories or systems and writing, tropes, that sort of stuff. So like the last one was Gender Family Nookie, the Speculative Frontier. And I did really like this one because it was kind of talking about, do you actually like something? Are you actually interested in it? Or does everything in your society tell you that you need to like it and thus you do? So yeah, I'm working on this one. This is kind of like my before bed book right now because it does put me to sleep, but the chapters are also really short. Then I'm listening to the audiobook of The Wedding Witch by Erin, which is the 3rd book in the Graves Glen series. It used to be called the 𝗖ście series, but I think she officially changed the name. And this one is for my romance book club because I have to read a book that is some sort of a holiday romance, and this one is taking place right at Yule, obviously Christmas, and it will help me finish out a series. It's super short. I'm listening to the audio. It's been a fun, silly, good time. It's following the oldest brother of the family of witches, and then he is falling for this woman who's an acquirer of magical objects, and they end up time traveling on accident. Very unexpected, but I am enjoying it. It got a little spicy, a little steamy this morning. I'm really hoping to finish that one today. And then finally, I have been doing my best to work on the amount of doom scrolling I'm doing. So I deleted Reddit because that's a really bad app for me when it comes to that. It's very distracting. And then I put limits on all my other social medias. I'm doing my best to stop it because I think it's just making my anxiety worse as of late. So I also am going to, once again, try to get in the habit of reading ebooks on my phone whenever I have those few minutes of free time. So I've been doing this by picking up really short novels, actually novellas at that point. So this morning I started into This Is Where We Talk Things Out by Caitlin something or other, a short horror story that I heard about from Jan Agaton. She had so much praise for it, and I am already liking it. We're following this young woman who is going on a girls' trip with her mother, but she and her mother have a very toxic and tumultuous relationship, and already her mom is not being truthful with where it is they're going, already kind of like negging at her. You can just tell the main character is so on eggshells, but at the same time she wants this to work because she is going to be marrying her girlfriend here soon and is hoping to have somebody from her side of the family actually present. I literally have only gone through what I just told you. The goal is to finish The Wedding Witch today and maybe start into another audiobook. Anytime I get any little bits of reading in, it is gonna be on that horror novella. I'm gonna do it. I'm promising myself. Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. So I have many things to talk to y'all. It has been a really productive day. Starting at the top, I was reading I'm already forgetting what I want to talk about. I'm so tired. I had a good time at my brother's. We ended up finishing out Agatha All Along, and he really enjoyed it. I'd already watched it with Josh, and my brother guessed like every major twist and turn in the show. It was very impressive. As far as reading updates go, started into reading books for Yallfest, and I was planning to go through and binge. I made a list of all the different authors I was interested in reading from, and like I found a book that I especially wanted to look at, made a list, did a random number generator, and the first book I ended up getting was The Lies We Tell by Katie Zhao. So I started listening to the audiobook of this, and it is a YA mystery, and I downloaded the audio to start listening to it, where we're following this young girl who is trying to investigate the unsolved murder of her babysitter. And so she goes to the college where her babysitter went and is determined to figure out what happened. I couldn't do it. This is sold as young adult, but it does not read as young adult. The main character is 18, starting college, and she read like she was 13. Really grating. The dialogue just was super awkward and stilted and very inauthentic. Like, people don't talk like that. I was 25% in, and we have barely done anything with the mystery. Then there was like a rivals to romance thing happening with this guy from her childhood who now goes to college with her. I didn't like that either, so I just was getting very frustrated and decided to give up on it. This got put down. So I did the random number generator again, and I ended up getting For She Is Wrath by Emily Varga, and I was really looking forward to this one because it is a Count of Monte Cristo retelling, but technically it's marketed young adult. I would say this is a new adult fantasy story with romance as a prevalent element of it, but we're following a young woman who was betrayed and has spent the last year in prison. Trying to escape, ends up meeting another young woman in the prison who knows of this majestic, incredible treasure, and they end up finding said treasure and utilizing it to get revenge on all the people who have wronged them. And for our main character, Danny, that includes her ex-boyfriend and the Emperor himself. I really like how gritty and dark it is for being young adult. Like I said, it definitely feels like it's on the older side. Fighting scenes are very well done. The main character is an expert with a sword. Her father was a blacksmith, so that makes perfect sense. And then the magic elements are based in the jinn. So I thought that was very awesome as well. I'm really enjoying it. I have been blasting through this audiobook all freaking day. I think I'm 60% done now, and I'm really liking it. On my lunch break, I did a little run to my eye doctor to get the lenses and my glasses changed out because my new ones came in. So now my glasses are my actual prescription. And while I was there, I ended up finishing my ebook of This Is Where We Talk Things Out. I really liked this. This was so good. The presentation of a toxic relationship was phenomenal. The familial trauma represented here, the way grief horror is done in it was really awesome. Like, across the board, I really like this novella. It's so good. I understand why I've only heard like 4 and 5-star reviews, because I ate this up. At the end specifically, I just didn't want to stop. I was on the edge of my seat whenever the guy came back to check and see if my lenses were in good place and like if he had adjusted them well. It was like, okay, here's my card, please take it so I can continue reading. Then I came home to some wonderful gifts. So from Forever Publishing, I was sent Love in Bloom by 𝗖cie Eden. This is a small town romance that, let's see, it looks like our main character ends up moving onto a farm and she butts heads with the infuriatingly handsome manager. This looks really cute. Honestly, it was the cover that sold me on this. It looks adorable. Plus, I got The Last Dragon of the East by Katrina Kwan. This one, definitely excited for, especially if it kind of saves my expectations I had for Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Like, the gorgeous cover and the Chinese myth inspiration. Hopefully, I will like this one more. Specifically, this one is focused on the ancient dragon gods and the threads of fate, it looks like. I am hopeful I will like this. Tonight I've been working on packing up because I fly out tomorrow for Yallfest. I'm so freaking excited. I am gonna be taking a few books with me, so I thought I'd just give y'all a quick little, not really haul, but packing expectation. I don't know what to label this. So I'm gonna take the major trilogy of Truly Devious for Maureen Johnson to sign. And then I'm gonna be taking The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Of course, absolutely have to have her sign it, even though my annotation system is abysmal in this. Back when I didn't really have a set system. Need to reread this so I can change that. And then finally is one that is also going to be the book that I will be reading on the airplane, and that is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I do have the dust jacket. It's just sitting on my bookshelf right now because I want to dive into this, and hopefully I will get a good amount read on my flight, and if I'm loving it, I will buy the sequel while we're there. Allie's also planning to do that. Well, she'll be buying the sequel. She already read the first book. But yeah, so I'm not taking too much. Keep going how they're currently going with 𝗖cie his𝗁𝘁. Chances are I will be buying a copy of that because it has been so good. The main character utilizes magic to alter her appearance also, and so she's interacting with her ex-boyfriend and now has this plan to like make him fall in love with her again in this form, so then she can smash his heart into a million pieces and make, you know, the betrayal hurt that much more. That's fun, but I don't really care. It's the tension between these two. So good. There was a hand flex scene. There was a who did this to you scene whenever we get little flashbacks to when they first became a couple. It's been so good, y'all. So good. Okay. Hey guys, happy Thursday. So I am in Charleston. I'm so excited. Planned everything out that we're gonna be doing for the next 2 days, and I cannot freaking wait. But I do have some reading updates for y'all. So first off, I finished out 𝗖cie his𝗁𝘁 by Emily Varga, and it was so good. It was so good. Like, I immediately was inspired after hearing a certain line to go make a reel for Instagram because it was that good. The ending of it honestly reminded me of an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I just kind of love that. I think the ending is really the main part that kind of reinforced the fact that this is technically considered young adult. I would still say it's very much new adult. Most of this book is pretty ruthless. The ending, a little less so. Things are very tumultuous in this world and unsteady, but it's like a happy for now sort of ending. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So once I finished... Thank you. I can't see myself. Can you see me? You are definitely in the shot. So once I finished listening to the audiobook of that, I basically listened to that during takeoff. Then I started into my physical read of What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. Seeing as how you can't see the cover of this, I don't know why I'm bothering to hold it up. But I got about 100 pages in, and oh my god, I am liking this. I can 100% see the inspiration of The Mummy, early 2000s classic that is a bisexual awakening for everybody who watches it, honestly. I am already in love with both Wit and Inez. For each of them, I've had multiple moments where I'm like, this is Rick energy or this is Evie vibes. Our main character, Inez, her parents were basically the backing for her uncle's archaeological digs in Egypt. And she has spent majority of her life really only having half a year with her parents before they travel to Egypt. She was in, I want to say Argentina, but that might be wrong. And unfortunately, at the beginning of the book, she gets word of their passing and decides to take it upon herself that she's going to go to Egypt and figure out what the heck happened to them. Wit works for her uncle and is tasked with sending her right back on a boat home. And as does not do that, she goes out on her own and is determined to make this work. And Wit, obviously right out of the get-go, is like, wow, I like this girl. She's got gumption. She's got moxie. I'm into this. I also appreciate the fact that he kind of is, he's definitely got some Rick O'Connell energy while being a hair smarter. Like, Rick is definitely a bit of a hembo, let's be honest here. Whereas Wit does have a little bit of brains as well. Inez is pretty smart, but like, she's not a regular to Egypt, so she is still out of her element. And it's really fun seeing how like times she has to rely on Wit and hates that about the situation, but then at the same time, like, Wit has to admit whenever Inez is actually in the right and like doing well in this situation as well. I'm really digging this. I'm really liking it. I can't freaking wait. I'm going to continue reading tonight. My flight in was good. Allie was wonderful enough to bring my birthday present, which was Something Wild and Wonderful by Anita Kelly. I gushed about this like a million times last year and have been wanting to get a physical copy. So shout out to her. She finally gave this to me so I can reread it and annotate it. I can't freaking wait. Then my Christmas book that she annotated for me is Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I'm so nervous about this. Y'all know I'm still pretty new into romantasy. I've been more of a fantasy romance girl in the past, but I'm trying out romantasy.
gonna start trying it more. I don't know how this is gonna go though. I'm pretty sure it's vampires, and I've never really been a big vampire girl. I also think there's a tournament aspect, which I've never really cared for either. But it's enemies to lovers, right? It's enemies to lovers?
Yeah, all those things are true.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this will be interesting. At the very least, I know Allie's annotations will make it a fun ride, because they always do.
Dave, I have to tell you, there's not a lot of them. I got really into it.
Okay.
I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to go in and be like making fun of it the whole time. Then I was like, wow, this is actually really well written.
Okay, well then I might just be texting her all my thoughts the whole time.
That's fine.
Or leaving comments for Kat and seeing if Kat will enjoy them.
I think Kat's going to like it more than you are going to like it.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting.
I think Kat could get into it. I feel like Kat would get into a vampire or two.
Happy Friday, and we had our first day of Yallfest today, and it was so freaking much fun. So we actually ended up doing this event that was Fierce Fridays, and so we actually got to see V. Schwab, my brain just blinked, Isabel Ibanez, and Rebecca Ross, and it was so much fun. It was awesome that we managed to see all three of them. We weren't thinking it would happen, but it did. Everybody complimented Allie's wonderful sprayed edges.
I'm a master of art.
Plus, beforehand, we ended up going to this romance-only bookshop that was called Sweeter Than Fiction, and I couldn't resist. I ended up having to buy something while we were there, had to support, and so I grabbed The Partner Plot by Christina Forrest. I've heard a lot of positive things about this author. I recently heard a lot of positive things about this book specifically because I think Jan was the one who read it relatively recently. Second chance romance with a smidge, and I want to say marriage of convenience, but like they got married in Vegas while wasted. Plus, I got this very cute little sticker. Each of us ended up buying a copy of What the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez, which is the second book in her, oh, what's the name of the series? I'm just like, I'm even
Wait,
more.
show them my crocodile. Oh, it's called Secrets of the Nile.
Secrets of the Nile, that's the name of the series. Where's your book? Here's her little crocodile. Then we went to this event that was actually hosted by Love Yallfest. And so it was actually more of like a writer's event, but it was really cool because Sydney J. Shields was there. And not only did she have signed book plates, but she also had art of Lottie and Marigold. So freaking cute. So absolutely going to be putting these in my copy of Honey Witch. Actually had a video where I reviewed that book last month, so I'll put a link to that in the cards. Then we also ended up meeting Kate Jacobs, who has a debut coming out in July of 2025, and it is called Medievally Blonde. Doesn't this look adorable? First off, but it also had an art print with it. Absolutely going to be checking this out. It looks delightful. Can't wait. Legally Blonde, except instead of lawyers, they're knights. And then there was autism rep and queer normalization. Love to see it. All in all, we had a really good day. It was just really long. We're both really tired. We're doing some eye masks and we're gonna relax.
That is when you feel hopeless. When you do not see yourself in stories, that is when you feel like you are not allowed stories. That is when you feel like you don't get to be the main character. You don't get to have your feelings. One of the reasons I say it took me so long to figure out I was gay was that I did not see myself in stories.
my loves. I'm going into work a little bit late today. It's Monday. Allie and I passed out at 9 o'clock Saturday night after everything for Yallfest wrapped up. We were dead tired, and then we had to get up at about 5:30 to head to the airport because we both had very early flights. Also, Tracy Wolf was on my flight, so that was super cool. I actually ended up starting into my audiobook of The Living Force for my Star Wars canon project because now that Yallfest is over, I unfortunately don't have an excuse to read all the books by these wonderful authors I was seeing. I have to continue with my actual video projects. And so I started into this one. I think I got like maybe 20-ish% in, and I will say, oh my God, even at 20%, I was like, how am I not that far? I feel like I should be at the halfway point by now because so much is happening in this book. There are so many characters. There are so many side characters. We're following the council, which is 12 people in itself. And then we also have villains. We have like little side characters here and there. There's the main plot. There's like the action plot. And then there's the little side stories that we're seeing the council as they interact with different people on this planet that they're trying to help. So much going on. We also have Qui-Gon and Obi who, aren't technically tied to the council, but they are the ones that sort of pushed the council to do this thing that they're doing and allow them to reconnect with the people of the galaxy, the Republic, so they can see that the council and the Jedi do care. They actually are trying to help. They haven't, just become the Republic's lapdogs, I guess I'll say. But so I started into this and I played a game on my phone a little bit because I did not have faith in myself to stay awake and physically read, which was a good call because I did end up taking like maybe a 30-minute nap on the plane, and it's very hard for me to get comfortable. But I did read a little bit further into What the River Knows as well. Y'all, the Rick and Evie of it all, freaking love it. It's clear to me the romance is really not the focus of the story. There are little aspects of it here and there to kind of entice you and showcase the connection that is growing between Whit and Inez, but it's not the focus. Like, we're not diving into it too much at this point. It is really about Inez just figuring out what happened to her parents. And I love the adventure aspect of it because it very much is making me think of a movie like The Mummy or Uncharted. Like, it's very similar to those where it's like an adventure action story. Because it's split between two books, we're still very much in the setup point right now where Inez is just asking questions and just finagling her way into getting what she wants because her uncle is trying to send her home with everything he has, and she is not letting him do it. She is continuing to find a way to stay in Egypt and be not only her uncle's problem but also Whit's problem by extension, and I am eating it up. I also love the fact that in the interactions we see her have with Whit, you can tell he very much admires her gumption, her determination. I do really like that. I think it's impressive, I will say, that Ibanez is showcasing little things in the interactions between the two main characters where like they really aren't talking about anything deep or substantial, but well, occasionally I guess they did have like one serious conversation, but you can tell in the way they view each other's actions that they're getting to know one another, and I do like that, and I do think that is well shown. So yeah, I'm really liking this so far. I know I already filmed a little clip of all the wonderful books that I got at Yallfest and all the wonderful autographs that I got. Did want to showcase to y'all the two, because I didn't have those books with me, but I did meet these wonderful authors and I did get book plates from them. So first, I think I talked to y'all about Sydney J. Shields. I decided to put it on the side page, but still, like, love. And then, oh my God, I still cannot get over, this author wasn't participating in Yallfest as an author, she just came as an individual. Oh, she came with book plates, and guys, Allie and I still cannot get over the fact that we met 𝗖cie his𝗁𝘁. We just like slid right up and we're like, hi, we love your books. One of the best love stories of all time. Not this one, there's not really a fully fleshed out love story here yet, but The Sands of Aralia. We had to gush to her. But on that note, that is it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me a stack of books emoji in the comments down below. I have all my socials, as well as a few ways you can support me, linked in the description. I come out videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!